Hello everyone, this is Khairul Alam Shobuz from All Math Matters. Welcome to my online math class.
Hello students, welcome to my another new online class. So today's class is very crucial for A-level and HSC students. Actually today I am going to discuss about a very important topic, that is inverse trigonometric functions. So most of the exam this is the common topics for A-level and HSC students. So I found that so many students are facing problem to doing this sum because there are so many formulas and so many problems in this chapter. So however, I had tried to divided this whole chapter into 6 parts. So in my lecture I'll try to discuss this whole chapter according to these 6 parts, actually 6 types. So if someone will watch my full lecture, then I believe that you can get the complete solution of this inverse trigonometric functions. So let's start our class. So first of all, what is inverse trigonometric functions? So if we consider equation that is sine theta equal x, then we can write from this equation that is theta equal sine inverse x. Okay, so we already know that in trigonometry there are 6 ratios. So according to this 6 ratio there will be 6 inverse function. So that's why it could be cos inverse x, it could be tan inverse x, it could be sec inverse x, it could be cosec inverse x, and finally it could be cot inverse x. That means there are 6 types of inverse trigonometric function, but usually when we will do the sum we always try to use these 3 inverse function, that is first 3 inverse function. That's why we always try to convert these 3 into their opposite trigonometric function. That is, if there is given cosec inverse, we always try to convert it into the sine inverse. If in the question given sec inverse, we always try to convert it into the cos inverse. If in the question given cot inverse, we always try to convert it into the tan inverse. Okay, actually this is the inverse trigonometric function. These 6 are inverse trigonometric function. Okay, now in types 1, so I'll try to show some basic properties of these all 6 trigonometric functions. Okay, now look at in type 1. So in this type we will learn some basic properties of inverse trigonometric function. Okay, some properties of inverse trigonometric function. Okay, so number 1, if the problem is given like that, sine inverse sine theta, then you may write that is only theta. But keep in mind, where theta should be negative pi by 2 to positive pi by 2. That means theta lies between this value. So if the theta lies between this value, then you can write sine inverse theta equal sine inverse sine theta equal sine theta. Okay, number 2, cos inverse cos theta equal theta. So in that case we need to keep in mind where theta lies between 0 to pi. So if the value of theta is 0 to pi, then you can write cos inverse cos theta equal theta. Number 3, tan inverse tan theta equal theta, where theta should be negative pi by 2 to positive pi by 2. That means here theta cannot be equal to negative pi by 2 or positive pi by 2, but for sine it could be the equal or greater, equal or less of pi by 2. Okay, now we will learn another 3 properties of this inverse. Okay, number 4, if it is sine inverse x, then you can write this is x, but keep in mind where the value of x should be negative 1 to positive 1. Number 5, if it is cos inverse x, then you can say it also x, and here also the value of x should be negative 1 to positive 1. Otherwise you can write this relation. Okay, now we will learn another trigonometric properties for inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, now number 6 from here. So here number 6, if it is given like that, tan inverse x, then you can write only x, where x can be any real value. That is, for any real value of x you can write tan inverse x equal x. Okay, so these are the 6 properties for inverse trigonometric function, so you can use when you will do the sum. So now we will learn another 3 important properties for inverse trigonometric function. Okay, so that is number 7. So keep in mind, if you solve the question and if you see that the question is given like that, cosec inverse y over x, and you need to change this into the sine, because I told you at the beginning of my class, so if the problem is given with the cosec inverse, then you must convert it into the sine inverse. That will be easy for you. Otherwise, for using the formula for cosec inverse, it will be more complicated than sine inverse. So we can write this sine inverse x over y, or if it is given sine inverse x over y, then you can also write cosec inverse y over x. Number 8, that is, if it is given sec inverse y over x, then you can write cos inverse x over y. So similarly, if it is given cos inverse x by y, then you can write sec inverse y over x, because cos and sec both has opposite relationship to each other. Okay, now the last properties for type 1, that is number 9, if it is given cot inverse y over x, then you can write tan inverse x over y, or if it is given tan inverse x over y, you can write cot inverse y over x. So keep in mind, usually we always try to convert this first inverse trigonometric function to the second inverse trigonometric function, because we learn only these 3 inverse trigonometric functions formula. So in most of the sums we will given with these 3 inverse trigonometric function. That's why when the problem is given with the cosec, sec or cot, you always try to convert this into the sine, cos or tan inverse, that is these 3 inverse trigonometric function. Then the sum or problem will be so easy for you. That's all of this type 1. That means if you can memorize these 9 properties from this type 1, then I believe that the sum and also the problems will be quite easy for you, and you can solve this sum quite easily. In my next 5 types, I'll try to show the formulas of these 3 inverse trigonometric function. That is, all formulas will be about this 3 inverse trigonometric function. Okay, now type 2. So from type 2 we will learn some formulas. Okay, so in type 2 I just take 3 formulas. So number 1, if the formula is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, then you can write tan inverse x plus y over 1 negative xy. Number 2, tan inverse x negative tan inverse y, then you can write tan inverse x negative y over 1 plus xy. So look at, only the sign will be opposite, otherwise everything will be same. Number 3, if the given function is 3 term, that is, if it is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, another is plus tan inverse z, then you can write it like that, tan inverse x plus y plus z negative xyz over 1 negative xy negative yz negative zx. So these are the 3 formula in type 2. Okay, now by using these 3 formula we will solve 3 problems. Okay, for number 1. So okay, for number 1 formula, example 1. So if the problem is like that, show that tan inverse half plus tan inverse 1 by 3 equal pi by 4. Okay, so if the question is show that tan inverse half plus tan inverse 1 by 3 equal pi by 4. Keep in mind, without using this formula you can solve this problem. Okay, so you must use this formula, then this problem will be so easy, otherwise it will be so complicated. So now I'll show this. Now I'll show how to use this formula and how you can solve this quite easily. Okay, if we take the left side, so here the left side is tan inverse half plus tan inverse 1 by 3. Now if we use the first formula, then you can write here the half mean x, 1 by 3 means y. So you can write tan inverse half plus 1 by 3 negative, so 1 by 3 over 1 minus 1 by 2 multiple 1 by 3. So look at this formula. By using this formula you can write it like that. Okay, now if you do the workout, then you can find this value. So tan inverse, you can take the LCM in the numerator, that is 6. So you can tell 3 plus 2. So if you do the multiplication, that is, you can do some workout directly. So here 3 to the 6, and look at, it is division, so the denominator should be reciprocal. So you can write it here 6 negative 1, because 1 1 is a 1. So now look at here, 6 can be cancelled. So finally tan inverse 5 over 5. So we know that tan inverse 5 over 5 means tan inverse 1. So we know that by using the calculator, tan inverse 1 means pi by 4. So this is the proof. Okay, so here we need to find the value of this equal pi by 4. So this is the pi by 4. So by using this formula it is so easy, otherwise it will be so complicated. Okay, now I'll show another example for formula 2. Okay, now example 2, if the question is evaluate tan inverse 3 by 4 negative tan inverse 1 by 2. So what will be the value of this? So here you need to use the second formula. So now tan inverse 3 by 4 negative tan inverse 1 by 2. So if you consider this is x and this is y, so you can write it like that: tan inverse 3 by 4 negative 1 by 2 over 1 plus 3 by 4 multiple 1 by 2. So now if you do the workout, then you will get tan inverse. So here you can take the LCM, it should be 4. So 3 negative 2 and multiple here 4 to the 8. So 8 plus 3. So now you can cut this, so 4 to the 8. So here 3 negative 2, that is 1. So you can write it tan inverse 1 multiple 2, that is 2, and here 8 plus 3 equal 11. So this is the answer. Or if you'd like to find the exact value, then by using the calculator you can find the value of this. Okay, now I'll show the example for formula number 3. Okay, example number 3. So if the question is like that, if tan inverse x plus tan inverse y plus tan inverse z equal pi over 2, then show that xy plus yz plus zx equal 1. So if tan inverse x plus tan inverse y plus tan inverse z equal pi by 2, then show that this. So by using this third formula you can solve this quite easily. Okay, so when you solve this, first you write given, that is here the solution. So given tan inverse x plus tan inverse y plus tan inverse z equal pi by 2. Now if you write the formula of this, then you can write it like that: tan inverse x plus y plus z negative xyz over 1 negative xy yz zx equal pi by 2. Okay, so now you can write here x plus y plus z negative x y z over 1 negative xy yz negative zx equal tan pi by 2. So look at here is inverse. So if you take the value of this into the right side, it should be 10. So we know that the tan pi by 2 equal undefined. So for undefined we can write it like that. So you can write it x plus y plus z negative xyz over 1 negative xy negative yz negative zx equal infinitive, that is something by 0. So you can write 1 by 0. So now if you do the cross multiplication of this equation, then you will get 1 negative xy negative yz negative zx equal this multiple this, that is this will be remain same. So if you multiply this with 0, then it should be 0. Or finally you can write it like that: xy plus yz plus zx equal 1. So look at, so easy this problem. So look at how easy this problem. So that means if you use this third formula,
then this problem will be so easy, otherwise it will be so complicated. So that's all for this type 2. So now I'll show type 3. Okay, now in type 3, so here we learn 4 formulas. Okay, so number 1, if the formula is sine inverse x plus sine inverse y, then you can write the formula that is sine inverse x into root over 1 minus y square plus y into root over 1 minus x square. And number 2, that is only the difference is, so only the difference is if it is negative, that is sine inverse x negative sine inverse y, then everything will remain same, only the sign will be changed, that is x root over 1 minus y square. Here it is minus, so you should put here a minus sign, so y root over 1 minus x square. So another 2 formula, that is for cos. So if the formula is like that, cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, the formula should be cos inverse x multiple y negative root over 1 minus x square into root over 1 minus y square. So if the formula is plus, then you must use here a negative sign, that means the opposite of sign. So if the formula is negative, that is cos inverse x negative, so negative cos inverse y, then you must use this formula, that is cos inverse xy plus root over 1 minus x square multiple root over 1 minus y square. So there are 4 formulas in type 3. So by using these 4 formulas, we can solve some problems. Okay, now I'll show some problems according to this formula. Okay, now example 1 in type 3. So if the question is like that, if sine inverse x plus sine inverse y equal pi by 2, and then show that x into root over 1 minus y square plus y into root over 1 minus x square equal 1. So look at here, it is seems to be complicated, but if you use the first formula, then it will be so easy for you. Okay, so now look at the solution. Here given is sine inverse x plus sine inverse y equal pi by 2. Now you just use this first formula, then you'll get what? Sine inverse x multiple root over 1 minus y square plus y multiple root over 1 minus x square equal pi by 2. So just look at, if you look at the proof, then you can get the formula. So here just use this formula, then you can memorize this formula. So now root over 1 minus y square plus y root over 1 minus x square equals sine pi by 2. So sine pi by 2, that is 90. We know that sine 90 equal 1. So we can write here y into 1 minus x square equal 1. So look at, so simple is this proved. But if you don't use this formula, it will be so complicated. So you always keep in mind, when you solve the inverse trigonometric function, you must memorize this formula, otherwise it will be so difficult for you. Okay, now I'll show another example for cos. Okay, now example 2 for cos inverse, and this example is so important because in this example so many times in the past examination it was the most important question. Okay, and I believe that in future it will be the most important question, so you must look at this solution carefully. So question is, if cos inverse x over a plus cos inverse y over b equal theta, then show that x square over a square negative 2xy cos theta over ab plus y square over b square equals sin square theta. Okay, so now look at here, the given is cos inverse x by a plus cos inverse y by b equal theta. You need to prove this. So if you use this formula, that is formula number 3, then you can solve this question quite easily. Okay, now I'll show this solution. Okay, so here given cos inverse x over a plus cos inverse y over b equal theta. Okay, now first we use this formula, that is formula number 3. So here if you use the formula and consider this is x and this is y, then you can write x over a multiple y over b negative root over 1 minus x square, that is x square by a square, into root over 1 minus so root over 1 minus y square, that is y square over b square equal theta. So now I'll do the rest of the calculation. So that's why I erase this part. Okay, now look at, so here we can write x y over ab, and you can do the multiplication of these two square root, then you can write 1 over x square over a square multiple 1 negative okay, now if you do the multiplication of these two square root, then you can write 1 negative x square over a square multiple 1 negative y square over b square. And look at here, it is cos inverse, so in the right side you can write cos theta. Okay, now you can do some simplification. You take the, so you can take this square root in the right side and you can take the cos theta in the left side. I think that then it will be so easy to calculate. So you can write here xy over ab negative cos theta equal root over, so now if you do the multiplication of this, then you can write 1 negative x square over a square negative y square over b square plus negative negative, that is positive, plus x square y square over a square b square. Okay, okay, now if you look at the rest of the calculation, so for finding this, okay, for finding this proof you must need to square this both side, otherwise you can't cancel this square root. So if you do the square of both sides, then you will get xy over ab negative cos theta whole square, and in the right side it should be 1 negative x square over a square y square over b square plus x square y square over a square b square, and you can do the square. So look at in the left side, it will be a algebraic formula a negative b, that is a minus b whole square. So you can write a square negative 2ab plus b square, that is cos square theta. And in the right side, if you do the square, then square and square root can be cancelled. So you can write 1 minus x square by a square minus y square by b square plus x square y square over a square into b square. So now if you do the rearrange of these two sides, then you will get the proof. Okay, so now Okay, now look at the proof. So you just keep this part in the left side, and here it should be sin square theta. So you know that sin square theta means 1 minus cos square theta. So you just take this cos square theta in the right side, and you take these three terms in the left side, then you can get the proof. Okay, now you can write it like that: x square y square over a square b square negative 2xy cos theta over ab, and now you can write plus x square over a square plus y square over b square, and it should be negative x square y square over a square b square, and equal, it should be 1 minus cos square theta. Okay, you just take this cos square theta into the right side. Okay, now look at here: positive x square y square over a square b square and negative x square y square over a square b square can be cancelled. Then if you rearrange this term, then you will get this proof. Okay, now you can write here x square over a square negative 2xy cos theta over ab plus y square over b square, and we know that according to trigonometry, so 1 negative cos square theta equal sin square theta. So this is proved. Okay, so look at, by using this third formula you can prove this problem quite easily, but if you don't use this formula then it will be so complicated. And this problem is so important because in many exams it was the most important question. Okay, so this is about the type 3. Now I'll show type 4. Okay, now type 4. So in type 4 we also learn very important formula. Actually the relationship between three inverse function. So the formula is 2 tan inverse x equal, you can say, sin inverse 2x over 1 plus x square equal tan inverse 2x over 1 minus x square equal cos inverse 1 minus x square over 1 plus x square. So this is the relation between three inverse trigonometric function, that is tan, sin and cos, and this is so important. So now by using this formula I will show one example, so then you will get the idea how you can use this formula. Okay, now if the question is sin inverse 2a over 1 plus a square negative cos inverse 1 minus b square over 1 plus b square equal 2 tan inverse x, then prove that x equal a negative b over 1 plus ab. Or the question will be like that: if it is given this relation, then find the value of x. Or the question will be like that: solve this equation. That means you need to find the value of x. So for finding this we must use these three formulas, otherwise it will be difficult for you. So now the solution is, so first look at here, the given equation is sin inverse 2a over 1 plus a square negative cos inverse 1 negative b square over 1 plus b square equal 2 tan inverse x. So now if we use this relation, that is 2 tan inverse x equal sin inverse 2x by 1 plus x square. So look at, here is x, that's why it is x. So if here is a, you must put here a. So according to this, we can write, it should be inverse. So you can write 2 tan inverse a. And look at this relation, 2 tan inverse x equal cos inverse 1 minus x square divided 1 plus x square. So here is b, so you must write 2 tan inverse b. And here it should be remain same because we need to find the value of x. So now if you look at carefully, in each term the coefficient is 2. So if you divide by 2 the both side, then you will get tan inverse a negative tan inverse b equal tan inverse x. Now if you use the second type, that is the formula from second type, tan inverse x negative tan inverse y, then you can easily find the proof, that is you can easily find the value of x. Okay, so now so if you write the formula of this, then you can write tan inverse, we already learned this formula, tan inverse a minus b over 1 plus ab. So here x means a and y means b equal tan inverse x, and now you can write a negative b over 1 plus ab equal tan inverse x. So in the type 1 we already learned this, for any value, that is for any real value of x, tan inverse x, it should be x. So we can write a negative b over 1 plus ab equal x, or finally you can write x equal a negative b over 1 plus ab. So look at, this is the proof. Okay, so look at, if you use this relation, then this proof will be so easy for you. So by using these three relations, you can solve any problems like this. Okay, in my next lecture, that is in lecture 2, I'll try to solve more problems according to this type. So now we will learn type 5. Okay, now we learn type 5, and this is the most important type in inverse trigonometric function. Actually we already learned some formula, but now we need to change sine to cos, cos to tan, or tan to sine. But how we can change this? So we know that these all trigonometric ratios depends on the right triangle. So by using this right triangle, you can change this any function to the another function. Okay, now we will learn this problem. So for learning this type 5, now we will solve some problems according to this rule. Okay, so if the question is show that sine cot inverse tan cos inverse x equal x. So look at, there is no information, only it is given that sine cot inverse tan cos inverse, you need to show this equal x. But how you can do this? So that's why we need to use this triangle. So we'll solve everything in the right side. So now if you consider a right triangle, that is A, B, C, and look at, let us consider that is theta 1. So always try to start from the right of this given problem. So look at here, the right terms is cos inverse x, so you must take this equal theta 1. So if you take cos inverse x equal theta 1, then you can say x equal cos theta 1 equal x. So now if you look at in the triangle, so we know that what is the relation between the cosine and the right triangle. So we know that this is the adjacent, this is the opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. So here the denominator should be 1. So if you look at and if you consider the formula of cosine to the right triangle, so we know that the cosine equal adjacent over hypotenuse. So here BC is the adjacent and the hypotenuse is 1. Okay, so look at, if you can solve this triangle, that is if you know the 3 sides of this triangle, then you can easily convert this into the any trigonometric function, because we know that all the sides are related to all 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay, so by using the Pythagoras formula, you can write this opposite equal 1 negative x square. Okay, so now we need to find the value of this, and always keep in mind, you always look at the preceding term. Okay, you always look at the post term. So you always look at the pre-term. So here pre-term is tan, so you must convert this into the tan. So if you look at from this triangle, if you take the tan, so what will be the tan theta 1? So tan theta 1 should be opposite over adjacent. So here it should be 1 minus x square over x. So that means here when you solve this, you can write sine cot inverse tan, and from this look at, so theta 1 equal cos inverse x, so tan theta equal root over 1 minus x square by x square. So theta 1 you can write that is tan inverse root over 1 minus x square over x. So for cos inverse x you can write this, so that is tan inverse root over 1 minus x square over x. So we already know that tan inverse theta equal theta. So here you can say sine cot inverse root over 1 minus x square over x. So now look at, we need to prove this term equal x. So we need to do another step. So that means we need to consider another triangle for this. So actually if you can convert this cot inverse to sine inverse, then you will get the proof. So now consider another triangle. So if we consider another right triangle, that is PQR, and the angle is theta 2, and if you consider this equal theta 2, that is cot inverse root over 1 minus x square over x equal theta 2, then you can write cot theta 2 equal root over 1 minus x square over x. So if you consider this cot theta, and if you use this cot theta into this triangle, so we know that the cot theta equal adjacent over opposite. So you can write here 1 minus x square, and this is x. So now if you use the Pythagoras formula, here the hypotenuse should be 1. But how? If you take PQ square equal QR square plus PR square, and if you solve this, then you will get 1. So now we need to convert this into the sine. So from this triangle you can write sine theta 2 equal, it should be opposite over hypotenuse, that is x over 1, or theta 2 equal sine inverse x, simply x. So now by using this triangle formula, you can write sine inverse x. So you already know that sine inverse x equal x. So this is the proof. Okay, so that means by using this triangle formula, you can easily convert this into their proof. So this is so important. You always keep in mind, when you use this formula, you first look at the given problem and also the previous term. that is previous ratios. It is, if it is tan, then you must convert this into the tan. So if it is sine, you must convert this into the sine. If it is cot, you must convert this into the cot. So like that, you always look at the pre-term. Is these problems at home, then I believe that you can solve any problems like that. Okay, now we will learn the last type functions of this inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, now type 6. Actually this is the special type. Okay, for solving some special problems you need to know this special formula. So the formula is number 1. If it is given sine inverse x, so you can write 2 tan inverse 1 negative 1 minus x square over x. Number 2, if it is cos inverse x, then you can write 2 tan inverse 1 root over 1 negative x over 1 plus x. So actually if you use these two formula, then the problems will be so easy. Otherwise it will be so complicated and so long calculation. So by knowing these two formulas, you will see that some complicated problems will be so easy for you. Okay, actually these types of problem is so important for the admission test. When you go to the university, then you must need to attend in the admission test, and usually in most of the good universities admission test question use these special formulas. Okay, so now I'll try to solve two special problems by using these two special formulas. Okay, number 1, if the question is like that, sine inverse 3 by 5 plus half cos inverse 5 by 13 negative cot inverse 2, and you need to prove that tan inverse 28 over 29. So look at here, the three trigonometric functions are different, but you need to convert this into the tan. So we can convert this sine inverse by using this. We already know that by using this we already know that by using the triangle we can convert this into the tan, and we know that cot inverse is the opposite of tan, so you can easily convert this into the tan. But the question is how we can convert this into the tan. And here if it is a coefficient, that is half, so it will be so complicated to convert this into the tan. But if you look at here the special formula, so if you use the special formula, then it will be so easy for you. Okay, now I'll show this. So if you consider the left side, that is sine inverse 3 by 5 plus half cos inverse 5 by 13 negative cot inverse 2. Okay, here sine inverse 3 by 5 will remain same. We just try to use this formula. Okay, half into, now look at cos inverse, you just consider 5 by 13, so you just consider the 5 by 13 as a x and use this formula. It should be 2 tan inverse root over 1 minus x, that is 5 by 13 over 1 plus x, that is 5 by 13, and here you can write cot inverse equal tan inverse half, because I told you at the beginning of my class, you always try to convert this cot, sec and cosec into their opposite ratios. Okay, so now look at, now it will be so easy for you. Sine inverse 3 by 5, so 2 can be cancelled, so it should be tan inverse. So now if you do the calculation here, so if you do the LCM, that should be 1 minus 5 by 13, so if you take the LCM, it should be 13 negative 5 over 13. In the denominator it is 13, it should be reciprocal, so 13 plus 5, and here it should be tan inverse half. Okay, now now for solving this problem we can erase this part. Okay, so now look at, you can write sine inverse 3 by 5 plus tan inverse. So look at 13 can be cancelled, so here it should be 13 minus 5, it should be 8 over 13 plus 5, that is 18, negative tan inverse half. So now inverse 3 by 5 plus, so look at, if you do the square root of this, if you cut by 2, then it should be 4 by 9. So finally you can write it like that, 2 by 3 equal a negative tan inverse half. We need to prove this. Okay, now if you look at in the type 2, so in the type 2 you can use this second formula of this type 2. So here it should be sine inverse 3 by 5. So if you use the second formula, it should be tan inverse x minus y over 1 plus xy. So you can cut this. So now if you do the workout of this, then it will be 3 by 5 plus tan inverse, so it should be 6, the LCM should be 6, so it's 4 negative 3, it should be 3 over 1 plus, okay, 3 plus 1, so it should be 3 to the 6, so you can write sine inverse 3 by 5 plus tan inverse 1 over 2 for the 8. Okay, finally look at, we need to prove tan inverse 28 by 29. So that's why you must need to convert this into the tan. But how we can convert this? By using this triangle. Okay, I think this is so easy. So if you consider that is theta, so if you take that is sine inverse 3 by 5 equal theta, or you can write sine theta equal 3 by 5. So if you look at in this triangle, sine theta equal opposite over hypotenuse, that is 3 over 5. If you solve by using the Pythagoras formula, the adjacent should be 4. So now by using this triangle, you can convert this into the tan, and you can write tan inverse, and tan should be opposite over adjacent, that is 3 over 4 plus tan inverse 1 over 8. Now if you use the second type, that is the first formula of the second type, then you can get this proof. Okay, okay, now if you use the formula, that is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, it should be tan inverse 3 by 4 plus 1 by 8, 1 minus 3 by 4 multiple 1 by 8. So now if you do the rest of the calculation, the LCM should be 8, so 2 3 is 6 plus 1, here it should be 4 8 is 32, and here 32 negative 3, if you cut that should be 4. So finally the proof is done, that is 4 7 is 28, and 32 minus 3, that is 29. So look at, still this sum is quite long, but if you don't use this special formula, then it will be so complicated for you. I think that will be so long. So this is the right side. So now you can say the given term equal this. So look at, by using this special formula, it is quite easy for you. But if you don't use this formula, it will be so complicated and it will take more time to solve these problems. Okay, now I'll show the last problem for the first special formulas. Okay, Okay, now this is the last problems in my lecture. So for the first special formula, the problem is show that cos inverse 1 by root 5 negative half sin inverse 3 by 5 plus tan inverse 1 by 3 equal tan inverse 2. That means we need to show this equal tan inverse 2. So look at here. So here is the special formula. So we can convert this cos inverse into the tan inverse by using the triangle, and here already given tan inverse. So this is the main part of this problem. So here we need to use this formula, otherwise it will be so complicated to solve this problem. Okay, so when you solve this problem, so you first take this first term will be remain same. So here the first term will be remain same, and negative half multiple sin inverse x. So you must use this formula, that is 2 tan inverse 1 negative root over 1 minus x, that is 3 by 5 whole square over x, that is 3 by 5, and here the tan inverse 1 by 3 will remain same. So cos inverse 1 over root 5, so you can cancel this. So tan inverse, so if you calculate this, it should be 3 by 5. So 1 negative, it should be 25 minus 9 over 25 plus tan inverse 1/3. Okay, now for doing the next calculation, we can erase this part. Okay, so here the cos inverse 1 by root 5 will remain same. Now if you look at, if you do the rest of the calculation of this, then you will get 1 negative. If you do the square root, 25 minus 9, that is 16 over 25, that is 4 over 5, and here the denominator should be 3 by 5 plus it should be tan inverse 1/3. Okay, now cos inverse 1 by root 5 negative tan inverse, you can take the LCM of this, then you can write 5 minus 4 over 5, and if you multiply this, it should be reciprocal, 5 over 3. Okay, now you can erase this part. So here the tan inverse 1 over 3 will remain same. So this part, that is we need to prove, that is tan inverse 2. This is our desired thing, so we need to prove this. So now cos inverse 1 over root 5 negative tan inverse, if you do the calculation, 5 can be cancelled, it should be 1 by 3. Here tan inverse 1 by 3. Now we can cancel this, because negative tan inverse 1 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 3 can be cancelled. So now you just convert this by using the triangle into the tan inverse. So this is so easy. You just consider a right triangle, that is ABC, and there is theta. So if you take this equal theta, that is cos inverse 1 by root 5 equal theta, then cos theta equal 1 by root 5. So look at, we know that cos theta equal adjacent over hypotenuse, that is 1, here is root 5. Now by solving, by using the Pythagoras formula, it should be 2. If you solve this, then you will get it is 2. Now if you take the tan, that is tan theta equal opposite over adjacent, that is 2 over 1. So that means from this part you can write tan inverse 2. So here theta should be tan inverse 2. So in that way you can easily solve this problem. So keep in mind, by using these two special formulas, you can solve these two special sums, and this is the most important sums in inverse trigonometric functions, because these sums had come in the past exam so many times, and and this is also the most important question for the BUET admission test exam. Okay, that's all of my today's lecture. So actually this topic is quite long, so but in my lecture I had tried to divided this whole chapter into 6 parts, that is in 6 types, and according to these types I also showed some problems, and I had tried to solve this problem by using these formulas. So if you watch this full lecture carefully, then I believe that you can solve this inverse trigonometric function quite easily. So you must practice this sum at home, otherwise you can't use this formula properly. This is the first part for inverse trigonometric functions. In the second part I'll try to show more problems, and I'll try to solve more problems from the past paper questions. So everyone should try to keep in touch with me, then I think you can solve this inverse trigonometric function quite easily. So class, thank you everyone.